Good evening. I am the evil Count Vladidation. For legal reasons, I must say I am not like any other count. I am going to write a validation program for identifying the user, but it will be a prank. No matter what the user enters, they will never enter the system. We will start by initialization, like this, as I normally do. Or, I should tell you what I have so far. All I have is a template of the HTML with a message here saying this is a secure system and intrusion attempts will be punished. The style sheet is like this, with the class security warning defined. Here it is. Nothing special, nothing we haven't seen before. Now, let's go back to this. We will get the ID from the user and check it as we have before. I will create a variable error message to act as an error message and a flag. It starts as nothing, I tell you. An ID number starting at 0. First, we check whether the user has provided an ID or not. If not, is set get ID will return ID from the URL. Is set will detect if the ID is missing. If so, an error message. Let's see, what would be good? Oh, I know. The Count is not a very good typist. Now I will test this, save it and test it. But to test it I must show the error message. So down here I will add things we have added before. I will copy from an existing program this. So, if the error message does not equal empty, then we will show an error message. And I shall get rid of this entirely for now. Very well, let us test to see. Over here, I shall leave off the ID, so it is empty. It worked! We look at the HTML. As expected. Identification, security warning, error message. So far, so good. The next part of the validation, we only do if there is nothing wrong so far. Now that we have the error message, we know the error message exists, so I do this. Now I will check whether it is a number or not. The isNumeric function will return true if the argument is a number. So if not isNumeric, error message equals There, it's the first validation check. If the error message is not empty, means nothing is wrong so far. So get the error message from the end of the URL, check whether it is numeric. If it is not, set the error message. Error message acts as a flag, as well as being a particular value. And now, the next check. Take that line again, Control V. Now, we should do a range check to see whether ID is too small or too large. IDs must be 4 digits. If it's less than that, or we should do another one of these. I shall just copy the entire line, Control C, and Control V. Message. A message. Now, if we get to here, we know the ID is valid. It is a number. It exists. It is a number, and it is in the correct range. My processing, I will do nothing here. Yes, I will do a little bit. I shall take this line here. We will add 1 to the ID number that the user entered. The reason we do this is to prank them. And they will think they have made a typing error, when in fact we have been evil. Now let us tell them what the ID is, although it, of course, it will be incorrect. It will not be what they entered. And now a message. A message of evil. I will hit Control D, D for duplicate. An evil message. To test, I go back over here where the page is running. ID equals dog. That worked. We got the right message. Out of range ID. The right message. I shall look at the source code again. The shortcut, as you can see, is Control U. Maybe you can't see that, it's off the screen. There, all is as expected. Now, the final test. What if your code is 2389? Oh no! I must have made a typing error. Security is coming. I put my hands on my head. So, I am Count Vladidation, and this is evil Vladidation.